What's going on, guys? My name is Nova, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a abstract header that looks something like this. You want to start off with making a new 3000 by 1000. Actually, I'll just do it like this. You want to make a new 3000 by 1000 composition or whatever, and it's going to be with the black background, so that's good. You want to keep that. So you're just going to make a new layer, and you're going to get the polygonal lasso tool right here, and you're just going to make like abstract shapes pretty much. But we're going to start with like a nice gray. You can copy this number right here, but it doesn't need to be exact. It can be like any shade of gray that's like around this color. Actually a little brighter, just a little bit. So now you're gonna get like the way I did this is I just got like triangles coming from the side, so like one here, and then one here. So you're gonna get this tool, and you're gonna go all the way down to here, and then go, okay, actually go down lower like this, and go like that. And now what you're gonna do to create this effect, to make it look like it's fading out, make sure you have a black background. You're just gonna get your brush tool and right click and make it like something big, and lower the hardness all the way to 0. Wow, that just sounded very wrong, but whatever. You're just gonna click, actually get it bigger like that, and just click somewhere on this side. So now you have that like actually I'm gonna make it a little bigger. So I'm gonna come from here, and I'm gonna go like this and like that. By the way, sorry for being like quiet, but that's because like everybody's asleep, so I don't want to wake them up. There you go. So now you have that. You're just gonna click Control J to copy it. So I'm gonna click Control T, and now we can rotate it. I'm gonna put it like here, and let's see, and then I also put one down here. So like just copy this, just put it down here. Now you want these shapes to kind of like line up with each other, if that makes sense. You want to make it like so one edge is like parallel to the other. Like you can see this is parallel to this, and then this is parallel to this right here. So you want to make sure that's like parallel. But yeah, that should be pretty noticeable. Actually, we're gonna have to delete this for a second because I'm gonna add another red one right here. So we're gonna start adding color to this. So just keep repeating the process, pretty much is what you do. And you don't have to like start the red from here. You can start it from here. Depends on what you like better. It really doesn't matter. So we could start from here, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna make it a little smaller and just put it there. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this with Control J again, and I'm gonna put one up here. And I'm actually gonna flip it upside down because this doesn't look good. So I'm gonna go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. And maybe even make it like thinner. You can actually do all these settings with the transform tool, so that's pretty dope. Actually, I'm gonna make a new one. You know what? I'm gonna make a new one. So make a new layer, make it parallel with this, and I want it to be like something of that shape. And this time I'm gonna not do the brush from this side like I did here, but I'm gonna do it from this side, like that. Okay, so now that I have this red one right here, I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna copy this one, this gray one. So click Control J, click Control T, and rotate it like this. Let's see how that looks. Okay, how about we do it like this? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so it kind of like covers this one going in. if that makes sense. I don't know, like, you don't have to be as precise as me with this, because it's random, it's just random shapes, but I really like the way this one turned out, so I want to make it like similar to that. So as you can see, the difference between these two, like, actually what makes this look really good is like all these different shades. So on this shape you can see that we only have one shade of gray, but over here you can see that we have, like, because of all these gradients, we have so many shades of gray, and that makes it look good. Same with the red. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna just keep repeating this process. So basically I'm gonna make like the black inside of this triangle, make it look like it's splitting up. So make a new layer, get the same tool. It's basically pretty much just the same thing over, and just make a triangle like going inside this one. And now get your black tool and a black tool, and just fade it in from the edge like that. So now you can either copy this, but I like doing this part just all over again for each part. So just put that there, there, and there. It's pretty much the same thing over and over. You can even fade it in from here, but I prefer to do it here. And the reason why I put it from this side is because, like, you can see if you put it here, it's already like pretty black here, and it's really ugly gray here. So I just want to like give it some contrast, you know. That kind of makes it look like it's 3D or something. You could even, it doesn't have to be in the middle, you could put it at the bottom like this, so it looks like it's like a 3D shape. But I'm just gonna keep it in the middle for a change. And the last one is here, so something like that. And just do the same thing. Maybe get like this time get like a really dark gray. Okay, that is way too dark, so we're just gonna put it out like that. I don't really like this this bottom one. Let's see what we can do with it. Maybe make it larger. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. It doesn't really matter that much. So now we're gonna do the same thing for the red, and I'm actually gonna lower the opacity right here just a little, because it's like way too black. It's way too much contrast. So like that. Okay, so I would say like right now it's actually perfect. So I'm gonna do the shading on the red, and this time we're not gonna get a black. We're gonna get like a, if you're doing red, you want to get like a dark red, like a burgundy. But if you're doing blue, like say your main color right here is blue, you just want to go down to like here or something. Okay, so pretty much do the same thing over. Just make a random shape like that. Okay, that's like a bad way to do it. You want to make sure you do it in like 3 lines. You don't want to do any more lines, because if you're doing triangles, of course. Okay, so now you see like you can see the red coming in, like making it look a lot better. By the way, it's like really late, so I don't know if I'm making sense, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Okay, so this time it doesn't even have to be in the middle. It can be just like on the sides or whatever. I'll make this one bigger, and like that. This is just all preference. You don't have to like follow this tutorial to the very end. You can kind of just watch me do it and get the idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so next thing you can do is you can actually lower the opacity of the gray ones that we did here, because to me it looks very, very bright gray, which I don't think looks too good. Make sure you don't make the opacity of all of them the same. Just give it some contrast. And I'm definitely gonna make this less opaque because it's like it stands out way too much. Alright, so now you can either get the red ones that we did, these right here. You can get those. Oh, not those, not those. You can get this one right here, and you can like fill in some spaces here. Just add like a little bit more red, or you could even like put it here. Like, options are endless, as I said before. So let's see what we can do. Maybe even like that, or like that, I don't know. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna keep this in there. Maybe put one on the other side so it fits together, or not really fits together, but like so it looks kind of symmetric, not symmetric, but like I really don't know how to explain it. Okay, and you can actually like fade these out. So like that, you can fade them out. And I'm gonna lower the opacity of this one just a little bit right here. Just a tiny bit. And I'm not sure if I like this here. So I'm gonna put it, you could put it down here. And then you could put like another one like this, so make it look like there's like a road or something, I don't know. And you could duplicate it to make it like brighter, which I'm gonna do. I duplicated it 3 times. You can really see the difference. Like, okay, I'll duplicate it once more and see if I hide it. Like, it's pretty much like a brighter red. By the way, sorry if I'm like not really explaining this very well, but I'm doing my best because like you can't really explain much on this because it's just like freestyle. But yeah, I hope you get the idea. And I'm actually gonna put it here so it looks like it's going with this kind of. Another thing you could do is you could actually right click and merge these so it becomes one, and you could duplicate it and go to double click it and click color overlay and just make it white. Right, so I'm gonna actually rasterize layer style, and now you have like a white one to work with, which really adds like nice contrast. By the way, adding white is like really good. So put that there, put one, you could even put one like here. Like, it doesn't have to go with the, it doesn't have to be symmetric at all, but sometimes it looks better when it's symmetric. But like, I could totally live with that. That's pretty nice. Let's see what else. Yeah, definitely put that there. And if you see like these parts, this is pretty obvious, but like if you see parts that it cuts off, you want to just like get an eraser, like a soft eraser, and just erase it. And maybe you could make it look like it's going under some shapes, just erasing that, making it look like it's going under. And also don't forget to do it on this one. You could erase this one, like, I don't know, you could just do whatever. It's like, you could pretty much, like, once you start doing this, you already know, like, okay, next step is gonna be that, next step is that. You gotta, like, because, like, this type of work inspires you to continue, because, like, you take what you, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, you can see that this part looks really good, but this part looks plain, so you can just, all you have to do is just like copy this and put it there, you know, like, and that just makes the header look more complex and a lot better. And in fact, I might actually keep that in there. So that's pretty much my thought process on how to make a header like this. And you could fade it in slowly with like an eraser tool. Because like basically you've done like all the work for the header. You're just like playing with it now and pretty much making it more complex. That's pretty much what you're doing. Okay, so next thing I'm noticing right here is like this is way too white because it's like bigger than the other ones. Like this one is tiny and it makes it look really good, but like here it's like it takes way too much space. It takes up way too much space, so it's way too white. So I'm gonna get one of these black ones that we had here. Where is it? I'm trying to find one. Oh, actually, never mind. We merged it. So I'm just gonna make a new one like this black, and I'm gonna go all the way to the top layer, and I'm just gonna make a new one. So like that, and like that. You can move this later, so it doesn't really matter. So just get your brush. Make sure you're on a new layer so you can actually move it later and edit it. I'm just gonna make it bigger and do that. And I feel like this tutorial is actually like, if I explain it enough, which I don't think there's that much explaining to do because it's like really simple, I think this is actually gonna be a banger because like I'm loving the way this looks. I think it looks even better than this one right here. But yeah, one thing I'm still getting bothered by is this one. I still think it's way too bright right here. So I'm just gonna lower the opacity to that. And if you feel like it's way too dark now, you could just add another white line to like brighten it up. Is pretty much. Or actually, you could add another white line, but you don't want to overdo it. So what you could do, so what we're actually gonna do is like these zip lines, I guess you could call them. I don't know, like zipper lines. I don't know. So I'm gonna teach you how to do that. But actually, it's pretty simple and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just get like, you get your rectangle tool, and then make sure it's white color. You select like a really thin and long rectangle, and you just hold Alt and delete. And now you click Ctrl J to duplicate it. Click the move tool and click and hold shift. Don't move it when you click, just click. And when you hold shift, you can actually move it out and it's gonna stay on that axis. So just keep repeating this process. Do it like once more, and then you can merge these three layers. And now when you duplicate it, it's going to be way easier because it's going to move three at once. So like that, and just do it once more. Like that. Actually, you want to make sure the spaces are at least visibly even. So it like looks pretty consistent. And yeah, I think that's enough. We'll see. We can add more later. So yeah, this space right here, actually we're just gonna duplicate it and hide this one just in case we need it again. So I'm gonna make it a little smaller, and we could put it here. Like that. I think that looks so good. Like, that looks really good to me. Maybe like that. Let's make it look like it's going along with the red line. And you could get your eraser tool and fade it out like that. That looks perfect in my opinion. So now just get Ctrl J, click Ctrl J, and you can duplicate it onto this side and make it look like it's going with this line right here. That kind of makes it look like it's inside, and maybe you can make this one smaller, or you could even flip it and make it look like it's fading out like that. Make it even smaller. Like that. Okay, so click Ctrl J again, and let's see, where can we add one? We can add one here in between the red lines. And by the way, how I'm deciding where I want one of these is when I see a part of the area, part of the header that is like way too plain. So like you can see, actually we don't need it there because that looks good, but like we can add it here next to the white to make it look like it's going with the white, you know, to make it look more complex. There we go. I think that looks perfect. I love the way that looks. I actually love this part of the header. I love it. But this white part is still throwing me off, so I'm going to see what I can do with that. Maybe just like hiding it is all we need to do. Because I really don't like the way that looks. Okay, I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna put one of these up there. So I'm just gonna copy that and I'm gonna put it maybe like that. And this time I'm gonna fade it out on both sides. Like that. And do I want it there? I think I want it up here instead. And I want the longer fade on this side. Shit. There's like so many layers here now, but that's what makes it look good pretty much. Like the more layers you have, the more complex it looks. And pretty much with this style, that's what you're going for in the end. Is you want to make it look complex. I may be talking way too much, but like this takes some time to do, so I don't want to just sit here quietly. Yeah, I think that looks fine. I really like the way that looks. I've said this tutorial like at least 50 times, but I really like this part. Really like it, but this is still way too dark. And with the white, it was just like way too white. So I think what we can do, we can add another gray. Because like when we put white, it was way too white. But when we put, yeah, it was way too white. So we're just going to put another gray like this. And if some parts overlap, that doesn't even matter. Like, it's totally okay. So we could do that. Like, I don't know, but that kind of gets rid of the boring black, but then again it kind of adds another color to the header that I don't really like. So let's just go to hue and saturation of that layer and make it a little bit darker. Like that. Okay, so I think that's actually, I like the way that looks. Okay, very last final thing we're gonna do to this backing is I noticed like this white part is like the same as this red. So to change it up, I'm gonna add this thing on top of it, but I'm gonna make it black and make it look like it's inside it. So like that. I don't know if that's gonna look good, but let's see. It may be way too much, but we will see. Okay, I'm gonna get my faded side and make it go towards the smaller side of the, or not the side, the smaller part of the triangle. And put it like that. I don't know about that. I don't know. But I think it's okay. I don't think it's too bad. And I don't think many people will notice this anyway. So I'm just going to put it like somewhere where it's not too noticeable. Okay, and the very final thing, I know I said that would be the last thing, but now that I look at this part of the white, it still looks like way too white. So I'm just going to very easily fix that. I'm going to add another black part here that goes like that. So I'm going to get my black brush. Actually, not a black brush, like this gray, like that gray brush. And, or color, I keep saying brush, I'm actually retarded. And we could put it there, or we could put it there, which I think looks better. So now I'm just gonna move it so it goes with the edge, like that. We could rotate it so it leaves a little bit of the edge and goes all the way from here. I'm gonna fade it out over here. And we could do this over here as well on this white. And we're gonna definitely lower the opacity because it's like way too black. Okay, no, I'm just gonna keep it like that. It's fine. So now like the final thing to finish your header is you're just gonna put your logo, which really makes, honestly, my logo makes the header like 1,000 times better. And I think we did pretty good like replicating that. Maybe I think this one looks even a little better. And one more thing I'm gonna do, very last thing I promise, is add a like really bright red here. So just do the same thing and add a bright red. Good, so I'm just gonna copy that. Make sure it's brighter than this part right here, because then it will look the same. I'm gonna copy that, put it here, like that. I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna put one here. This is like the eye candy for the header, like that makes it look really complex. And I'm gonna make this, actually you can see that this one goes under, so I'm gonna make this one go under as well to make it like kind of go along. And let's see if we can't put one here or here, like this. Maybe put two, but no, I'm not gonna put two. We could put two, but like one, it's gonna have to go all the way back, like that. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put one here, but I'm gonna fade this one out, and I'm gonna make it way smaller. Oh Lord. Put it all the way there. Okay, so I am really happy with the way this turned out. Like super happy. It looks very complex and it looks really good in my opinion. So the last thing you can do, you don't have to do it, but like it's a part of like most headers that I do, like pretty much every header that I do, is you can put these links right here. And I even said like not a lot of people read these, but they actually make the header look so good. Like if you put Arial bold, set it to bold, and just make sure you don't type any capital letters, just small letters. You could put subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really makes the header look really good. And you could even like, for these links, like one little secret that I have, I guess, you could make it regular. I'm not sure if this is secret, but like it makes it look so good. Like instead of adding a space to emphasize this word, we can delete the space and we can make this bold like this. So like that. So that kind of separates it and makes it look unique, I guess, for the text. So I'm gonna put it on the line that we made here, so make sure it's in the middle, and I'm gonna put it like right there. So I'm gonna duplicate that and put one on the other side. And for that one, I'm gonna do follow me on Twitter. And for this one, we could just make the Twitter bold like that. There we go. Wow, I can't believe I'm making a tutorial. I wasn't planning on doing this because it's like really late, but I'm really happy I made it because I think this one will help a lot of you guys out. Oh my god, one thing is bothering me so bad, and it's that it's really hard to read this. So you could even I know I said that was gonna be the last thing I make, but the white on the red just doesn't look good. So really quickly, just make a new layer under the text and make a rectangle around it and make it black. Like that. And make it a little bigger so it's not touching the edges of the text. Oh my god, look at all this notification. Okay, so now duplicate it, and the one under, the one that you duplicated, keep that on top, and the one under, get your right arrow and move it a little bit to the right, so like 1, 2, 3 times. And now just go to the settings or the layer style and just make it red or whatever color you went with for the header, and just keep moving it out. I'm gonna do it on the other side because there's like red there, right here, so you can't really see it. So I'm gonna put it here, and the text, make it smaller, but I need to make both of them smaller, so there we go. So follow me on Twitter, and on this side you don't really need to put it because it's a very readable, so just make sure on this side you put it because you wouldn't be able to see the text because of the red stripe that we had there. But obviously if you didn't have a red stripe there and you could read the text like we did on this side, then you actually don't really need to do anything. But obviously, like, you could copy this to the other side. Just merge it and make sure you flip it so the red part is now on this side of the text. And this actually makes it look symmetric, and I recommend doing that. So I'm gonna extend this because it's probably not, yeah, it wasn't all the way throughout the text. Okay, so I'm gonna group this, and I'm just gonna move it a little closer, like that. Usually you want to put these links like in between the middle, like if you divide this header, so you want to put in the middle of the half. So this one is definitely not in the middle, it's like more to this side, so it should be like in the middle between the logo and the edge. So that I'm gonna group those, and I'm gonna bring it like to the middle. Oh great, now it's like, that really pisses me off. Okay, so now the red was in the way there, so I'm gonna do it on the other side. Okay, I'm just gonna like rotate this so it's on the other side. There we go. So that's pretty much the final product on how to make this header. The final tutorial, or the full tutorial on how to make a header like this. And I think this one looks a lot better than this one. So I'm glad that I made this tutorial, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully I know it's really late right now, so I don't know if I explained it the very best I could, but at least you saw me make it, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just shapes. So you'll get better at these like over time, but pretty much this is my first time trying this, so I hope you can do just as good on the first try. And anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like down below, and if you want to see more tutorials, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and peace out.